What's up, everybody? This is going to be a random Funko Pop haul, and I do mean random. You'll see how different some of these pops are from each other as I go along here. But I'm going to start off with a Funko.com order that I did. I got a couple of pops at one time, and the first one here is the Specialty Series exclusive Snoopy with the puffer jacket. This does have a Chase variant. The Chase variant is him with the blue jacket, which I think the blue jacket actually does look a little bit better. I feel like it's more fitting, especially for like a winter feel. But this one is cool. So I do have the Good Grief Charlie Brown as well. I did share that one previously on the channel, so I will be putting this one alongside the Good Grief Charlie Brown. And also I do have the soda 6-pack cooler set, so I'm going to keep all those items together. Other than that, I really think that's all that I have from Peanuts. I'm kind of waiting to see if they decide to do Lucy with her psychiatric help booth. I really hope that Funko decides to do that, and with some of the things they've done recently with the Peanuts, I could see that happening. But yeah, do let me know what you think about the Snoopy and the puffer jacket. Do you prefer the look of the red one or the blue one, the Chase? But I've said it recently on the channel, and you'll see that it is very true. I've not had the greatest Chase look recently. As a matter of fact, the next pop I'm going to show you all here has a Chase variant as well. I did not get it. So this is the Childless Collectibles exclusive Power with Meowie from Chainsaw Man, and with her Chase variant, I think that the cat is actually flocked. I think that's what the difference is there. I really do like this character, and I just think it's kind of funny to see like a cutesy version of her, because if you know the series, she can be a very violent individual. But yeah, I do like this variant of the character. So this one I probably will unbox and just keep out of box. I don't see this ever being like a high value figure, but I do like the look of it. And in terms of supporting characters, I'm not worried about most of them, but I do like the character of Power. Really would like to get her with the sort of action pose as well if they decide to do another one. All right, next up here, was definitely happy to see this pop get produced. It's something I had been waiting on. So we have here Dexter Morgan, of course, from Dexter. And you see that this is the blood-splattered variant of him, which I absolutely had to go for this one. I actually do like the look of this new sticker that Funko has going on there for their exclusives. I think that is pretty cool. I haven't checked out the QR code. I wonder if that just takes you to the website. I'm not really sure, but on the back here, of course, you see the common figures. I'm not worried about them. I think it is cool that they did decide to do Deborah Morgan as well. But yeah, I'm good to go with just this one here. You see what it says there about Dexter. I actually did watch the original series. I didn't watch the follow-up, and then there's another follow-up on the way. I'm not concerned about those, because with the original series, I liked the first couple of seasons, and then I feel like this series just really went off the rails. It got to be kind of ridiculous with every boyfriend that Deborah had ended up either being a victim, or something was wrong about them, maybe a killer himself or whatever. It got really to be silly. And then the last season I definitely was not a big fan of. So yeah, I mainly got this because, like I said, I did enjoy the early seasons of Dexter, but I'm just not really worried about the character beyond those early seasons. But yeah, definitely like the look of this. And I figured they had to do a blood-splattered variant of this character. It's very fitting. Another pop here. And this one actually was Funko.com exclusive. This one, of course, you see it has the that standard sticker that we are used to. So we have here Muchiro, I think is how you say the name. Forgive me if I mispronounce that, but I do like this character. I really enjoyed learning more about the Hashira as Demon Slayer goes along. There's some great characters. I really do enjoy them. And I like the look of the box here, how it has, the foil lining going on. It's a cool look. But I feel like you can't see it nearly enough of the detail with this figure in the box. So I'm going to unbox them here in the video. I'll take a couple of these out of box. We'll get a closer look at them. And this one I could see just leaving it out of box, so I can always see that good detail of the figure. This is yet another one. It does have a Chase variant. It has a glow-in-the-dark Chase variant, which really would have been nice to get. But like I said, I have not had the greatest luck recently. These other figures back here, I've been seeing them around in stores. They're pretty easy to track down. I do have the Mitsuri. I did share that one previously on the channel. Can't remember if I have that Rengoku or not. If I don't, I think I do. I feel like I did share that one, actually, now that I'm thinking more about it. This other Muchiro, I feel like that one has a Chase variant as well. They're showing a lot of love to this particular character. He is definitely a cool character, though, so yeah, definitely had to go for this particular figure. And initially, it sold out, but then I was able to catch a restock of it when it became available again. And speaking of catching a restock, this is another figure that I initially did not get because I tried to avoid ordering just one single figure from Funko.com. Usually I want to order at least two, you know, if not more than that. But so I didn't get this one initially because I didn't see another Wondrous Con exclusive that I was interested in. But once this one came back up and I knew I was ordering other figures, I did go for the Captain America. And of course, this is the one with the speech bubble. I can do this all day. So you see that it is Wondrous Con exclusive there. Has the other Funko sticker going on there. And they actually shipped this in a hard stack, which I don't think I realized they were going to do that, but I do appreciate it. Now this figure, since it is in the hard stack, I'll probably just go ahead and leave it in there for right now. And I mean, you can see pretty well what it actually looks like. But yeah, I was happy to catch this. I think it is sold out now. I don't know if it'll magically show up again or not. I mean, there's no number here, so you never know with Funko. But yeah, I was glad to add this one to my collection. I think this is a very cool Captain America. I have a good number of Captain America at this point, but he's kind of spread around in my collection, not like all together. So I'm still not done here, but those are the ones that I said, you know, I got from Funko.com, all these figures here. And then moving on. Now, next figure here came from Entertainment Earth, but when I first opened the box that I received, I was a little bit confused, and they knew what they were doing here. So this is what I saw when I opened up that order from Entertainment Earth. And you see that this is, of course, a Bitty Pop Deadpool. I'm going to actually open this up. We'll see which one I got there. You see on the back here, you know, the different ones that you can get. It's all these, you know, different dressed up versions of him. I think I actually do have the barista one from this set and him as the dinosaur. That might be about it from that particular set, but they have done a ton of Deadpool at this point. So this is what was going on with that. It says April Pools Day. Surprise, you just got Bitty pooled. So this is something that Entertainment Earth was doing. They say to celebrate the 29th anniversary. I didn't even realize this company had been around for that long. And there's another good look at the different Bitty Pops. There's not a particular one that I care to get for, you know, out of this set. Let's just see what I got here. I don't know, maybe the dinosaur one would be all right, or the gold one with the shower cap, but let's just see. Okay, so who do we have here? Well, we have the heavy metal Deadpool. The text is so small, it's a little tough to see there, but yeah, this is the heavy metal Deadpool. So I don't know if I'll keep this for myself or not. This is one I might just pass along to someone. I don't necessarily need it in my collection. I don't have like a lot of Bitty Pops. I think the main Bitty Pops I have are the DC ones, which are pretty cool. But yeah, not a bad looking figure there at all. And it was a, you know, freebie, so that is kind of cool of Entertainment Earth to do that. I do appreciate that. And then here is the figure I actually ordered from Entertainment Earth. We have here the Blacklight Ghostface. And again, you see that that new exclusive sticker going on there, which I think some people are not too crazy about. Some people really do prefer, you know, for the individual retailers to still have their stickers. And I think, you know, some still do, but I don't know how they're making that decision right now. But yeah, I had to go for this. I just like the look of this particular Blacklight figure. I don't like all Blacklight figures. There are some I'm not so crazy about, but I think this works pretty well for Ghostface. And we will actually check out the Blacklight glow on it at the end of this video. At this point, I think I have all of the Ghostface figures, including the original one that actually says Scream on the box. The only one I don't have is the jumbo one, and I'm really not worried about getting that particular one. But yeah, I think I do have all of the others. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing what this looks like under the black light. One more figure here for this haul, and that is the Ultimate Freddy, which is part of the NFT Funimation set. I just got, you know, drawn into this set. I did like the look of it when I initially saw them. I didn't think I was really going to go for them, but at this point, I do think I have half of the set now. Yeah, because I have the that Freddy Funko that's back there. I forget the particular name of it, but you can see it back there. And I did get the Celestial Franny, which I did share recently on the channel. And I have seen the Battle Mech, the 10-inch Battle Mech glow in the dark figure, which I thought was going to be crazy price on the second market, and some of them are, but there are some sellers that are bringing down the price on that particular figure, so I might end up going for that. I'm not worried about the Kaiju Proto and the other Franny. I'm not so worried about her either, although I don't know, if I see her at a good price, maybe I'll go for it. I think that's like a Nine Tails Franny. So yeah, I'm going to end up at least with the, the majority of this set. And I didn't initially plan that, but yeah, sometimes, you give it time on the second market, some things will surprise you as they come down in prices. Yeah, so Ultimate Freddy, I do like this design here. It really did grow on me. That's why I decided to end up going for this one. And this is another one. I actually do want to see this out of box. You know, it says here metallic, which I'm a sucker for metallic. And then NFT release 2,500 pieces. I don't know how many were actually produced. If this you know, sold out and they all went out, I kind of doubt that. I doubt they were all redeemed. But regardless, I'm happy to have this in the collection now. This is a very cool looking figure. Before the Chainsaw Man movie finally releases, I think I will go back and watch the first season. It's been a good while since I checked it out. I watched it when it first became available, you know, here in the States. And this power figure, like I said, I think I'm just going to leave this out of box, especially with her being in this seated pose. I think that's the best way to actually look at this pop, you know, not to have it in the box. Because she's seated also, you see the hair sculpt comes all the way down basically to the little pad that she's sitting on there. And there's a look kind of at the kitten's face, meowie. Yeah, so I definitely need to run it back and check out the first season. Again, like I said, I really do like that character. Then Dexter here. Dexter is actually with a stand, which I didn't expect him to have one. I don't know, maybe the head sculpt is a little bit out of balance or something like that. They did a good job with the hair sculpt on him. And of course, the blood splattering is thoughtfully done. You know, years ago when Funko would do blood splattering, it really did just look like a flick of red paint on the figure. I like when they started putting more thought into it. Yeah, so that is pretty cool. The way that he's holding the knife there, like if you watch the series, you know that is part of his ritual, basically what's going on there. So you can imagine the table in front of him. You know, yeah, like I said, if you know the series, you know what's going on with this particular view of the character. So yeah, it's very recognizable as this character if you know the series. Okay, and then Muchiro, and again, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing the name. I didn't point out that this is considered a Pop Plus figure, so that does mean the price is a little bit more, and they do have more detail going on with them. I really like the way that they did this, though. This sort of cloud effect, and it kind of like blends right in with his hair. That is pretty creative. So the Pop Plus thing, I know some people are not super crazy about it, and Funko's new pricing that's coming up, I think some people are not so crazy about it. But, you know, as figures increase in rarity, that means that there's going to be a price increase. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'll go figure by figure whether or not I really think it's worth it. But that's basically what I've always done. And I know across the board that the price of Funko Pops are going up. But again, the same thing, you know, I'm just going to go figure by figure. Is it worth it for me? Personally, I'm still going to collect. I'm not going to stop collecting because of the price hikes. I still do enjoy collecting. So, you know, if I got to be a little bit choosier, I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to keep it going. And I'm just pointing that out because I think I have seen people ask about that, you know, how I feel about the price hikes in the comments. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. It's not going to change for me collecting. I just may be a little bit choosier here and there about what I go for. But yeah, like I said, the just the movement that this creates with this sort of cloud-like effect blending into the hair and everything, really awesome. I would imagine that the chase has a really nice glow to it, but I don't know if I'll go second market for that ever. I didn't even look to see what the price is like right now, but I can imagine that it's pretty hefty. So yeah, if I just have this figure here, the non-chase, I can live with that. Still pretty awesome looking, and like I said, I think it's worth it to leave this out of box as well. Then we have the Funimation figure here, the Ultimate Freddy. You know, it says metallic paint job, and it does have a little bit of shine to it. It's not like as bright as I thought it might be in the light, but it's still pretty cool looking. Definitely like the blaster effect going on here. Kind of reminds me of Mega Man some. But yeah, I like the detail with it. The helmet there. Of course, the cape flowing. Oh, the cape kind of has like a metallic look to it as well. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is a really awesome figure. When I'm done with this video, though, this will be going back into the box and back into the protector, though I'm going to make sure I take good care of this one here. But yeah, that is a pretty cool effect. I like the way that, you know, he's actually doing that blaster effect with both of his fists there. That is pretty awesome looking. And the visor is cool as well, you know, with his eyes behind. And of course, he has his freckles there, so you know that it is Freddy Funko. Check out the belt there. It's got the crown on it as well. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I really do like that. Like I said, you know, the Funimation set, I may go for that jumbo one if I could find it at a good price, and then I think I'll be done with that set. And then, of course, we have Ghostface here. You know, the majority of the costume is purple, so it definitely kind of jumps out at you. Got that blue and yellow there for the blade. Of course, the blood splatter there with the blue, and some of that is on his actual cloak as well. Yeah, nice detailing too with the black on the back, like the shadowing. That is pretty awesome. So, like I said, to wrap things up here, we are going to take a look at the Blacklight Glow on this, but definitely want to hear from you what you think about this haul in general. Again, I left some Snoopy in the box. I think you can see it pretty well. In the red, it's starting, you know, it's quickly growing on me a little bit more, but I still kind of like that blue for that particular figure. And of course, Captain America, I left in that pop protector. I do like that they actually sent that particular figure in a pop protector. They don't always do that. I don't know how they make that decision with particular figures. Even with the con exclusives, they don't all come in pop protectors. So again, I don't know how they make that decision with that, but yeah, pretty happy with that figure. But yeah, to wrap things up again, like I said, let's go ahead and check out a closer look at Ghostface here with the blacklight effect. So do remember that this is a blacklight figure. It's not a glow in the dark figure, you know, and I mean, the Funko can do glow in the dark blacklight figures as well, which I really wish they would do more of those, but I think they've only done those with Fun Days figures for people that actually attended the events. But yeah, it would be nice if it actually did just, you know, it could actually charge up and glow. But of course, if I move the light away, then, you know, you're not really seeing anything with this one. And I'm noticing now that, you know, the paint job could be a little bit better there towards the bottom of the hood, but that's not a big deal. And how you put the black light on, I'm actually holding a flashlight right now, blacklight flashlight. Like how much light you give it can kind of affect the look of it. Like if I move that away some, then you see the orange of the face a lot more there, of course. But getting the light right on it, I'm actually noticing that the coloring of the hood is actually a little bit different from the coloring on the body. The purple seems to be just a little bit brighter, which I'm okay with. I actually like the kind of different shading going on with it. Yeah, and I think the black lines look even cooler now, creating that shading effect with it. Yeah. You also see the blue there, of course, for the blood splattering, although it does kind of blend in a little bit, just a little bit there. But yeah, pretty cool figure here. Again, this is Entertainment Earth exclusive, and I really have enjoyed collecting these different Ghostface figures. Like I said, I got all of them except for the jumbo one. I haven't really looked at the more recent ones next to the original one. The original one I got in a particular horror section of my collection. I will be doing a lot of reorganizing in the future with my collection. I still have a lot of work to do, and from time to time I may share that on social media, mainly on Instagram. But yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun collecting recently. You know, for like I said, around 8 years or so, I did Funko News, which was a lot of work, and I still enjoyed collecting while I was doing Funko News. But now that I'm not, I think I have even more time to just enjoy the hobby of collecting and not treating it like a side job. So I have enjoyed really enjoyed collecting recently. But yeah, you see the figures, of course, that I shared in this particular haul. But I do want to hear from you all. What have you been seeing in stores recently, and what have you picked up recently to add to your own collection? Thank you all so much for taking the time to check this out, and I will talk to you all again real soon.